We are catching up with 343 Industries here at the Xbox Showcase at E3 2016, and I gotta start out by commending you because that trailer that you showed earlier today was just amazing. It was completely amazing. Can you talk about that first? Like what went into to that one?
Sure. Yeah. No. First of all, thank you. Second of all, I wish I could take credit entirely for that trailer. I think that trailer is brilliant. I love it. We worked with Blur for that. You know, you look back to the first Halo Wars, people still remember those cinematics, right? Those cinematics were so great. And we wanted to make sure we worked with Blur again, and they actually did that trailer for us. We wanted to show two commanders on the battlefield, right? The notion of Halo Wars is you make a move, I make a move, kind of back and forth. And I mean, if you think back to the Gamescom trailer, we showed Atriox, and we kind of turned Halo on its head a little bit, right? We always show Spartans riding in and kicking everybody's ass. And here we showed 3 Spartans being destroyed by 1 brute. What we wanted to highlight for this one was his intellect, because Atriox is an incredibly brilliant tactician, and that's what this trailer was about as well, just kind of showing his intellectual side a little bit. So the goal for the trailer was really, well, obviously to get people excited about the game, but also just kind of remind people it's an RTS and just kind of get that point across of like, it's move, counter move, like you're coming at me, I'm coming at you, I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, and it's all about putting that together to ultimately win the battle.
And we're here talking, but right now sort of, I guess you're sort of on the phone and talking what the reactions are, what the feedback is, what people are thinking of the beta and everything. What's it like sort of to let it loose during E3 when you got a lot of other things to do? And
the answer is it feels really good. You know, there's obviously a lot of stress leading up to it. All the stress of the announcing the beta. Yeah, the beta's live today, right? It went live, well, literally the moment I announced it, pressed the button, beta went live. It's a true developer beta, right? I kind of feel like the term beta has been lost a little bit in marketing betas and things like that, where a beta is often something right before the games comes out. We have months of development still to go. Bluntly, the beta's got warts, right? There's glitches, there's going to be tearing, there's going to be some issues. Excuse me. But I would much rather put it in the hands of people now when we can react to it. We can make tuning changes. We can find out what people like. We can find out what they don't like. And people have been great, right? I mean, my day today has been Twitter feeds and looking at Reddit and all of that stuff. And people are actually being great about saying, hey, we love it. Here's some issues. And it's great because now it's early enough for us to react to.
Because... No worries.
I'm losing my voice already.
It's been a tough E3. It's day 0, but it's still...
I know, it doesn't bode well for me for the rest of the week.
So, if we take a step back from all the announcement there and introduce people who may not have been keeping up with Halo Wars 2, what is it in terms of relationship to the whole Halo franchise and the first Halo Wars?
So, yeah, the first Halo Wars really is, to this day, the best-selling console RTS of all time. It was a brilliant game. I thought it did a great job of taking those controls of a genre that can be very complex and making it work on a console. The biggest complaint, if you will, that we got from it was from PC players, right? It's like, hey, this is such a PC genre. How come you guys haven't? And it's a totally fair comment. You look at where we are today as Microsoft with the big investment in Win 10 and PC gaming, it was kind of the perfect time to do it. We continue the adventure of the crew of the Spirit of Fire, Cutter, all of those guys. They're waking up in cryo after 30 years, really, of being asleep at the Ark, which is like a Forerunner construct. They don't know what's going on. They come across Atriox. They immediately kicks their ass, and they have no clue what's happening. So the goal with it has really been to not only continue that story, but wanted to create an RTS for everyone. An RTS that everyone could play. I think it's a genre that people are needlessly afraid of, and it's a brilliant genre. Like, RTS is one of my favorite from childhood. I was a StarCraft plant. I played StarCraft, Warcraft, Total War, Total Annihilation, like all of these games. And I was really a fan of that first Halo Wars because it did such a great job of bringing that to console. We wanted to continue to bring that to an audience that anyone could play. So you look at the beta today, we've got two modes. We've got Deathmatch and we've got Domination, which are some of our more hardcore modes. As we get closer to launch, we're going to start to talk more about our modes that are more casual. Take some of the base building out, take some of the resource collection out, and really focuses on just building badass armies that you can roll out against your opponent.
So one thing that Halo's always been very strong on is narrative. And the RTS genre is perhaps not always known for strong narratives. There are exceptions, of course. How do you sort of approach narrative in Halo Wars 2?
I'm actually excited about the opportunities we've got with narrative. I think the challenge, normally we're an FPS franchise. The challenge, for me, it's all about your villain. And the challenge with an FPS is you've got to fight your villain, and you probably got to kill him. What we've got the advantage of an RTS with our view is you're not necessarily fighting Atriox. That gives us some time to develop him. It lets us do a few things. I think he's a villain unlike any we've seen in Halo before. As we start to reveal his backstory, you're going to start to see things are not as black and white as you necessarily think with this character. Halo, as you say, absolutely known for narrative. This is a really deep, fun story, and I truly believe Atriox is an entirely new kind of villain in our universe. The response to him has been amazing, and I'm dying to share the backstory with you guys, which we'll do in a few months.
Sounds good.
If I do it now, he's going to tackle me. So,
what can you tell us of the collaboration with the Creative Assembly? Obviously, they're in charge of sort of developing the game. How's that been like?
So yeah, we're actually in a co-development relationship with Creative Assembly. When we started this, when this was really just the idea that we're going to do Halo Wars 2, my mind immediately went to Creative Assembly. I mean, this is my opinion. I think they're top of their game, right? I think they're the best RTS developer on the planet, period. I was thrilled when they agreed to do this game with us. And we've got their team in the UK and we've got our team in Seattle, and it's just been a brilliant marriage. They bring a fantastic knowledge of the genre. Their passion for Halo, really quickly we saw rivaled our own. And I don't see it as they're doing the game or we're doing the game. It's like we're one team, right? The two teams gelled very, very quickly, and I think that creates something very special.
One thing that struck me is that this is not sort of Total War, Halo War. This is very much Halo Wars as an evolution of that, instead of sort of their approach to RTS and strategy games, which is a little bit different. How did it sort of come across sort of to end up the concept that it is today?
Yeah, no, that's a great observation. It's obviously very different from the type of Total War games they generally do. I think, we had a great start with Halo Wars and we wanted to continue upon that success. The goal was really to create an action RTS. So, that process was really about sitting down with them and saying, hey guys, this is what we want to do, right? We want something that's very quick to action, great visuals, huge explosions, and really how do we make it an RTS for everyone? And we really just hashed it out, right? And we defined the game together. And what's beautiful about that is both teams feel incredible ownership about the title. And, hopefully people go out there and play the beta, right? We launched the beta today, and this is the result of our work to date. I feel like the term beta has kind of been lost. This is not a beta like 2 weeks before the game comes out. We have months of development yet to go. This is a true developer beta. But I would rather put something incomplete, glitchy, and frankly buggy in front of people, showing where we are today to get feedback from them to help us make the game better. And that would be my ask to people, is just get out there. It's going to be available till the 20th. Hop on, play it, and let us know what you think, and let us know how we can make it better.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.